Take a drive down any street in America. Look at the driveways. Big trucks. Shiny SUVs. A boat peeking out of a garage. Now answer me honestly. Who is richer? The family with 2 brand new Range Rovers? Or the family with the 2014 Honda with faded paint? If you said the Range Rovers, you are wrong. And that is exactly what the banks want you to think. Today, I am going to show you 13 signs that your rich neighbor is actually broke. And the most uncomfortable part of this video? It is not going to be recognizing your neighbor. It is going to be recognizing yourself. Stick with me for 20 minutes. You will never look at your street the same way again. Not one new truck. Multiple. His and hers. A loaded Silverado and a Tahoe. A Raptor and a Navigator. That is not a driveway. That is a repossession lot with better landscaping. Here is the math nobody on that driveway wants to do. The average full-size pickup now costs about $66,000. Finance 2 of them at today's rates over 72 months. You are at roughly $1,900 per month just in payments. Add insurance on 2 new loaded trucks. Another $400. Add gas. Add maintenance. You are at $2,500 per month. To exist inside those 2 metal boxes. On a household income of $120,000. That is 35% of take-home pay. Going to vehicles that sit in a driveway 18 hours a day. That is not rich. That is a car payment with a mortgage attached. This one is sneaky. Your neighbor gets a new truck. Cool. 2 years later. A different new truck. 2 years after that. Another one. You think, wow, they must be crushing it. Here is what is actually happening. Over 20% of new car loans in 2025 were 84 months long. That is 7 years. The average trade-in has $7,200 of negative equity. The car is worth $7,000 less than what is still owed. When your neighbor rolls into a new truck every 2 years, he is not upgrading. He is taking the $7,000 he still owes on the old truck, rolling it into an 84-month loan on the new one, and starting over from negative. That is a $1,000 payment for a vehicle he will still owe money on. When his toddler gets a learner S permit, here is the part that will mess with your head. When your neighbor trades that truck in, the dealer does not tell him he is upside down. The dealer just slides the negative equity into the new loan, shows him a monthly payment that looks almost identical to the last one, and sends him home with a fresh key fob. He did not feel the loss. He just felt the upgrade. That is the whole trick. This is the classic. A study of American millionaires found about 30% of households living in $300,000 plus homes earned $60,000 a year or less. They stretch to buy into the zip code. Here is the part nobody talks about. Once you are living on that street, the street owns you. Everyone has a landscaper. Now you need a landscaper. Everyone's kids do travel hockey. Now your kids do travel hockey. Everyone leases new. Now you lease new. The neighborhood is not a place. It is a spending prescription. And you sign it the day you close on the house. You get invited over. The house is beautiful. Vaulted ceilings. Quartz waterfall island. 2-story foyer. Then you walk past the formal dining room and notice there is absolutely nothing in it. Just a Nest thermostat. And the kind of echo you get inside a hardware store. The median new home has ballooned from 1,500 square feet in the 1970s to over 2,200 square feet today. Living space per person has almost doubled. That is great. Except nobody budgeted for furniture. The den has a card table. The bonus room upstairs has a single stationary bike. And a yoga mat that has not been rolled out since February. They did not buy a home. They bought a frame. The rest is coming one Wayfair order at a time. In 4 installments. 2 years ago, they ripped out the kitchen. Last summer, they redid the primary bath. This spring, they are starting on the basement. Next spring? The deck never stops. Not because they are renovation enthusiasts. Because the Helic keeps writing checks. Home equity line originations grew almost 16% year over year in 2025. Here is the number that matters. 39% of Helic funds in 2024 went to debt consolidation. Not renovation. Translation. People are draining the equity in their house to pay off credit cards and telling the neighbors they are redoing the basement. Some of them genuinely are. But they are doing it at 9% interest. That is not remodeling. That is a blood transfusion from your house to Capital One. And the house is the one getting weaker. You go outside to get your mail. An Amazon truck pulls up. 3 boxes. 3 hours later. Another truck. 2 more boxes. Then DoorDash. Then Uber Eats. Then DoorDash again. That is not a house. That is a FedEx regional hub with a mailing address. Here is the brutal data point. Food delivery apps mark up restaurant prices by about 25% inside the app. Then add a delivery fee, a service fee, and a tip. By the time you are done, a $40 meal costs $70. Do that for nights a week, and you have spent roughly $15,000 per year on the act of not cooking. That is a Honda Civic. You could buy a Honda Civic every year and give it away. And it would still be cheaper than the DoorDash habit. And the kicker nobody saw coming. DoorDash now partners with Klarna. You can finance a burrito in 4 installments. When the country reaches the point where people take out microloans for takeout, this is not a personal problem anymore. It is a civilizational one. Elite soccer club. Travel baseball. Private hockey trainer. Piano on Tuesdays. Coding camp in the summer. And on every vehicle, a sticker. Proud hockey dad. Proud dance mom. Travel ball family. Family spending on youth sports has risen 46% over the last 5 years. Travel baseball routinely runs $3,000 to $5,000. AAA hockey and elite club soccer? $15,000 per year per kid. Here is where the script flips. Only about 2% of high school athletes ever receive any college scholarship. Most of those are partial. But parents treat the travel sports bill like a 529 plan. They will skip the Roth IRA. They will pause the 401k. They will put 3 hotel weekends a month on a credit card. Because this is the year little Connor gets scouted. Connor is 9. Connor has a slap shot. Not a signing bonus. Connor needs a college fund. Not another hotel stay in Pensacola. Ask the average American what they spend on subscriptions each month. They will guess $86. Check their actual statements. The real number is over $219. A 3-to-1 gap. 42% are paying for at least one service they have actively forgotten about. The secretly broke neighbor has Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Max, Apple TV Plus, YouTube Premium, and Spotify, plus a Peloton membership for a bike being used as a coach rack. A meal kit that delivers whether they wanted it or not. A wine club. A bark box. A subscription razor. And a $20 per month gym they have not walked into since January 2nd ND. That is roughly $2,600 per year. Bleeding out in background charges. Most of which provide zero pleasure. It is not the big purchases killing them. It is the small ones that came with a free trial. And a very convenient set and forget button. This is the newest red flag. And it is the darkest one on the list. Buy now, pay later used to be for impulse buys. A $30 sweatshirt. A weird gadget at checkout. Now? 29% of BNPL users have financed groceries. For Gen Z? It is 38%. For 7% of BNPL users paid late last year. 54% said outright they could not make ends meet without it. If you see your neighbor's Target cart getting checked out in 4 payments of $40, you are watching financial distress happen in real time. Groceries are by definition short-term consumable spending. The apple you financed on Tuesday was eaten on Wednesday. If you have to split the cost of produce into installments, your cash flow is not tight. It is hemorrhaging. Walk past your neighbor's house. Notice where the expensive cars live. If the $60,000 truck is parked in the driveway and the garage is shut tight, there is a reason. The garage is full. Not of cars. Of stuff. 2 Peloton bikes. A kayak that has never touched water. For rolling toolboxes of Snap-on gear. A home gym from the pandemic. 3 storage totes of Amazon returns nobody got around to mailing back. Christmas decorations from 2019 still in the front. The truck they financed for $66,000 sits in the weather. To protect $10,000 of Costco impulse buys. And 3 a.m. purchases that seemed like a good idea at the time. That is not an organizational problem. That is a confession. They bought more stuff than the house can hold. And they value the stuff more than the asset they are financing. To show off in the driveway. The boat. The RV. The side-by-side. The jet skis. The trailer to pull the side-by-sides. The second trailer for the jet skis. A new wake boat runs $80,000 to $130,000. A Class A motorhome? $150,000. Boats depreciate 20 to 30% in the first 5 years. RVs drop 20% in year 1 alone. Boat loans now run 15 to 20 years. That is longer than most marriages. A neighbor with a $130,000 wake boat, financed at 8% over 15 years, is paying roughly $1,200 per month for something he uses 14 days per year. That is $85 per day on the water. And that is before fuel, storage, launch fees, and the mechanic who only answers the phone in July. He is eating frozen lasagna on a Tuesday night. So a boat can sit in a storage lot, earning $0 per hour, and losing value by the minute. That is not a hobby. That is a financial hostage situation with a cup holder. Their feed is immaculate. Tulum in January. Aspen in February. Something tropical every spring break. Designer haul videos. Day in my life reels. Set to acoustic guitar. And every caption hints at a life that is smooth, successful, and full. Here is what the data calls this now. Money dysmorphia. A distorted view of your own finances, caused by comparing your real bank account to everyone else's best curated feed. 43% of Gen Z and 41% of millennials reported. The wild part? 59% of people experiencing money dysmorphia still describe themselves as financially stable. They are literally unable to see their own situation clearly. This might be the most reliable tell on the entire list. The secretly broke neighbor brings up money constantly. Unprompted. Tells you what they paid for the truck. Mentions the bonus. Slides their salary into a conversation about the weather. They are obsessed with hacks. Credit card points. Cashback strategies. Referral bonuses. They have a hot stock tip. Their crypto is about to moon. The largest study of American millionaires asked 10,000 of them about their wealth. Zero cited single stock picking as a factor. 75% credited consistent boring index investing. Roughly the same percentage said they have never carried a credit card balance in their lives. Actually, wealthy people are almost universally boring about money. They do not talk about it. They do not chase the next thing. They do not need to tell you what their house appraised for. There is a loudness tax on financial insecurity. And the person narrating their success at the block party is usually paying it in full. Before we finish, notice one thing about every single sign in this video. Not one of them was about income. Not one. Because income is not the variable. Behavior is the variable. You can be broke at $50,000 and broke at $500,000. Using the exact same playbook. The Range Rover just gets heavier. The story stays identical. Only the zeros move. Here is the picture I want to leave you with. Your quietest neighbor. The one with the 2014 Highlander with faded paint. And the jacket they have had since Obama's first term. That is probably the millionaire on your block. And the person with the matching trucks? The wake boat. The Helic renovation. And the family Christmas photo in front of a professionally decorated tree? They just took a $6,000 hardship withdrawal to cover December. And posted about a ski trip that same week. Wealth is what you do not see. Debt is what you do see. And the loudest driveway on the block? Almost always belongs to the person you should worry about the least. Because they are already worrying enough for both of you. Here is what you will do right now. 1. Hit subscribe. Because the algorithm will not show you the next video if you do not. 2. Write in the comments one sign you noticed in yourself. Honestly. We are all learning here. 3. Send this video to one person who says, everyone around me is winning, and I am not. Tell them. They are pretending. See you in the next video.